We spent the summer growing a bunch of vegetables out in our garden, but then we had to preserve them. So join me today as I show you our improvised root cellar, and we make a great but simple meal from our root veggies. You know, in our climate, root vegetables grow really, really well. So we like to grow a lot of them, but then you have to store them for winter. An amazing way to store root vegetables is in a root cellar. But the problem is we don't really have an actual root cellar here at our farm yet. So we improvised. Here we are down in the basement where we're storing our root cellared vegetables. So let's take a look. We have potatoes, we have parsnips, we have carrots, we have a lot of beets down here, all in these wooden bins in a cool area of the basement. We keep them covered up so that they're dark and try to get in as much cool air as we can down here. Now, it's nowhere near ideal, and these probably won't last till spring like this, but so far they've gotten a few months, and I expect they're gonna get a few more months. So they're a great vegetable to have for storage, and I just love root cellaring because it's one of the easiest preservation methods. The challenge is that it's not very common in our Western culture to eat a whole lot of root vegetables except for maybe potatoes. So it kind of becomes challenging using all these great vegetables in meals for our family. So today, I'm gonna show you a super simple, super healthy, and amazingly delicious way to use up whatever root vegetables you have on hand. So first of all, you want to pick out whatever root veggies you have on hand that you want to use. Today, I'm going to get some potatoes, some parsnips, some carrots, and a few beets. And then you're going to want to get your oven preheated to 400 degrees. Go ahead and give your vegetables a good scrub in some cold water to get off any garden soil or any of the shavings they were stored in. I almost never bother to peel my root vegetables, even the beets. I like the peels on, and my kids are used to it that way, so they like the peels on too. So now all we need to do is chop these root vegetables into similar size pieces. They can be big pieces, or they can be really small pieces. You can cut them into French fry shaped or just a regular dice. Just remember, the larger they are, the longer they're gonna take to cook. Okay. So now we need to add the other ingredients, and they're really simple. They're just a little bit of olive oil and really good quality salt. Now, adding the olive oil is as simple as just making sure you add just enough to coat all of the vegetables. I don't mean drown them, I mean coat them once they're tossed. You want every bit of vegetable, every surface of vegetable to have just a thin covering of oil on them, so that they cook really well and they cook evenly, just like this. But you don't want to fry them, so you don't want a whole bunch of oil sitting at the bottom of your pan. Okay, now we're just going to give them a decent coating of salt. Give it a good amount. It tastes really good with a little bit of salt in there. And obviously you can see this is not actually a recipe. This is more of a method, but it tastes so good. You could add some herbs in here. You could use an herb salt to season this. There's a lot of different things you could do with it. Sometimes I put onions in here. Sometimes at the very last minute, I put a little bit of chopped apple after the vegetables have started to soften in the oven, and then I'd throw in some chopped apple for a nice sweet surprise. There is a ton of different things that you can do with this and a ton of different mixtures, but now let's slide it into the oven. All right, the oven's well heated, so we want to slide it into the middle of the oven. Now we want to cook it just till it starts getting brown on the edges on the top and the vegetables are soft. Usually that's going to take between 20 minutes for a smaller chop, up to 45 minutes for a large chop. That is just about perfect. All right, those smell so amazingly good. And do you see how quick and easy that was? That just took no time at all. And I love this because it's so flexible. You can do all sorts of different things with this. Hey, if you like this video and you're interested in more videos on cooking on the homestead, check out the playlist over here. See you guys soon.